Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for the latest updates and notifications. Hello everyone, I'm here to investigate. Today's story takes place in Okayama, Japan. A college student decided to explore an underground cave without getting permission first. Tragically, one person vanished without a trace, as if they'd evaporated. This event caused a lot of chatter online, with curious internet users digging up all sorts of clues and theories, making the whole situation even more puzzling. This is known as the 2008 Okayama Underground Lake disappearance case. The incident happened in Okayama Prefecture, which is located in the southwest part of Japan's main island, Honshu. This area is celebrated for its beautiful views and plentiful natural resources, so much so it's often called a clear sky kingdom. The particular story I'm sharing with you today happened in Shinsei City, in Miyagi Prefecture. This place is a natural paradise with hot springs, waterfalls, and most notably, many natural underground caves. These caves are formed in limestone areas due to the ongoing action of groundwater over many years. To put it simply, limestone, mostly made of calcium carbonate, interacts with water and carbon dioxide to form carbonic acid. After millions of years, this process results in the creation of all sorts of natural wonders, like stalactites, stalagmites, and pillars. That's why these caves are also known as dissolution caves. In Shinsei City, in Okayama Prefecture, several such natural caves have been transformed into tourist attractions open to the public. A famous local cave is the Police Cave, extending 1.2 kilometers from the entrance to the deepest point, with an underground river and various stalactites inside. Apart from this, other well-known spots include the Daogo Cave, Makido Cave, and the Rashomon, among others. These caves generally have sufficient safety measures in place before being open to visitors. Apart from these caves that have already been developed into tourist spots, there are many underground caves that are not open to the public. These caves are often very dangerous and unsuitable for tourists, so they retain their original appearance. Scientific investigations are strictly forbidden without permission. However, the more dangerous a place is, the more it attracts those who love adventure. One such adventurous group, consisting of 5 people, ventured into one of these unopened underground caves. So, what exactly happened that day, and how did that person disappear? Next, let's go back in time to January 5th, 2008. It was a Saturday. At 6:15 in the evening, the local police station received an emergency call. The caller claimed to be a student from Kochi University. That day, they had gone on an adventure into an underground cave, and one of their teammates had gone missing inside. Upon receiving the call, the police immediately dispatched officers to the cave to investigate the situation. The cave, as mentioned by the caller, was named Sun Moon Lake. It was an unopened natural underground cave located in Okayama Prefecture. According to Google Maps, the location of the cave was quite remote, situated under this particular road. It was winter at that time. When the police received the call, it was already dark outside, with low visibility and snow on the roads. It was challenging enough for the police to reach this location, let alone launch a rescue operation. The team exploring these caves consisted of 5 members, all from Kochi University. Kochi University is not a local institution, but a national university located in Kochi Prefecture. The school has a club known as Adventurers, made up of students who love exploring. Around that time, they quickly organized a few club members to join an off-campus adventure training camp. In this training camp, along with the students from the Adventurers Club of Kochi University, there were also students from other universities and some non-student participants. In total, 13 people signed up for the training camp. At this time, the camp was organizing adventure activities in several prefectures in the southwestern part of Honshu Island. These 13 individuals were divided into 3 groups. Group A had 5 members, all male, and all from Kochi University. Group B comprised 4 members, 3 from Kochi University, and 1 from another university. Group C also had 4 members, 3 from other universities, and 1 non-student participant. These 3 groups went on their adventures to different parts of southwestern Honshu Island. The 5 students in Group A went to the cave incident location in Okayama Prefecture, the Sun Moon Lake Middle School. This cave is known to be very dangerous. Under normal circumstances, they would have had to apply for permission and get approved before going in. However, for unknown reasons, this group of people didn't file any application and entered the cave without permission. As a result, a 21-year-old junior named Akira Yukinoshita went missing inside the cave. Since the cave is deep underground, there's no cell phone reception inside, so they had to leave the cave to call the police. When the police arrived, the 4 remaining team members were waiting at the entrance of the cave. According to their accounts, they entered the cave at 11:30 in the morning. The cave is 1.6 kilometers long, with an extremely rugged interior. Not only are there sections of the path submerged in water, but there are also vertical cliffs with drops of up to tens of meters. To move forward, they had to rely on ropes. However, these weren't the most challenging parts. The toughest aspect was the complete lack of natural light inside the cave. The colorful photos of caves we often see are taken in tourist caves. To make them look good, lights are used to cast colors on the rocks, creating a vibrant, dreamy atmosphere. But in natural caves that haven't been artificially developed, it's pitch black. The only way to see the path is with the lights on each person's helmet and the flashlights they carry. Starting from the cave entrance, it takes 3 hours to reach the deepest part. You can imagine how difficult it is to traverse this 1.6 kilometer underground pathway. The deepest part of the cave is a subterranean lake, 20 meters in diameter and 32 meters deep. According to the team members' statements, they arrived at the subterranean lake, the deepest part of the cave, at 2:30 in the afternoon. Not long after, they noticed one of their members, a 21-year-old junior named Akira Yukinoshita, had jumped into the lake to swim without wearing a life jacket or carrying a safety rope. No one heard any cries for help, and he vanished without a trace. Since the cave is very challenging to navigate, the ordinary police couldn't immediately enter to search for the missing person. They had to wait for the arrival of a professional search and rescue team. On January 7th, 3 days after the incident, a formal search began at noon, with 10 professional search and rescue personnel entering the cave. Upon reaching the subterranean lake at the deepest part of the cave, they used a rubber raft to float on the lake surface for safety. Then, divers jumped from the raft into the lake to search underwater. However, the water in the lake was not only murky, but also had a rapid current. The rubber raft on the lake's surface wasn't very effective. It wasn't long before half of it was submerged by the water. The divers also used up most of their energy without finding anything. Exiting the cave would take another 3 hours. For safety, and to avoid any secondary accidents, the rescue team decided to stop the search and return. They planned to adjust their equipment before re-entering the cave. Over the next few days, the number of rescuers increased from the initial 10 to 30, and then to 200. Every day, they entered the cave and tirelessly searched underwater and throughout the cave. However, they found no trace of him. By January 10th, the 6th day since the incident, the police called off the search due to lack of results. The 21-year-old, Akira Yukinoshita, was declared missing. After extensive investigations, the police couldn't identify any suspects. The case had to be left unresolved. After the news broke, many online users in Japan expressed doubts because there were too many suspicious points in the case. Let's review the timeline. At 11:30 a.m., the team of 5 entered the cave. After 3 hours, at 2:30 p.m., they arrived at the deepest part of the cave. At 6:15 p.m., the police received a distress call. By this time, the 4 remaining team members had already reached the outside of the cave. According to this timeline, they must have started their journey back from the deepest part of the cave, the underground lake, by 3:15 p.m. at the latest. This suggests that the period in which the missing person, Akira, disappeared was between 2:30 p.m. and 3:15 p.m., a span of 45 minutes. In other words, the maximum time the remaining 4 teammates had to search for him was 45 minutes. Considering it takes at least 6 hours to travel to and from the site, which they knew well, it's strange that they gave up so quickly when their teammate went missing. The 4 who were present could have been the most helpful in this situation, but instead, they did not start an immediate, sufficiently long search, nor did they even choose to wait at the site for an hour or two. Rather, they quickly exited the cave to seek help. This is indeed suspicious. In an act that raises suspicions, an exploration team ventured into an underground cave without following the necessary protocol. They were expected to first submit an application and gain approval before entering to ensure the preservation of the cave's landscape and personal safety. Despite their professional training and guidance, the team inexplicably failed to submit an application. This omission flies in the face of the well-known laws and regulations governing such explorations, which are further reinforced by clear warning signs at the cave's entrance and exit. It's puzzling as to why the team knowingly trespassed. Additionally, the cave's peculiar geography poses significant risks. The site boasts a diameter of 20 meters and a water depth of 32 meters. Most remarkably, the water level of the cave's lake stands 5 meters above the shore. To visualize this, one can compare it to standard diving boards at competition sites, a 3-meter, 10-meter, and 5-meter board. Even though a 5-meter height may not seem daunting, in reality, it is quite significant. In order to climb from the water surface to a shore that's 5 meters high, one must utilize tools like ropes. Otherwise, it's impossible for a person to ascend to the high shore without any tools. The 4 team members who left didn't leave a lifeline for him. They took all the ropes with them instead. Such behavior is highly illogical, and there are significant doubts about the team members' descriptions. In Japan, if something happens, usually a press conference will be convened to explain the situation. At that time in January, it was still snowing, the lake water was bone-chillingly cold, and there was no natural light source in the lake, making visibility extremely low. Illumination could only be achieved through flashlights, making it hard to ensure the safety of swimming in the lake. According to the 4 team members' description, the missing individual went swimming alone, didn't notify anyone, and jumped into the lake for a swim, which is a pretty reckless act, especially considering he did it alone. He had 10,000 reasons not to go into the water, but he did anyway, and he was the only one who did. Didn't he consider his own safety while swimming, and the problem of how to get back on shore? The unsolved case of the disappearance in Okayama's underground lake led to a press conference. However, crucial attendees, namely the high school and university presidents, Bailin, Meifan, and Vice President Ito Tomoko, were absent. Their absence piqued the interest of the journalists who were keen on digging deeper. Subsequent attempts by media outlets to glean more information were met with resistance, as the presidents remained tight-lipped about the matter. This left many questions unanswered, and the police with insufficient evidence to proceed beyond a missing persons case. The president's peculiar behavior added to the case's intrigue. In 2008, Japan's popular social network, Mixi, similar to today's Facebook, was abuzz with speculation. Netizens noticed tampering on the missing persons page after the incident. Evidence showed changes made to the person's profile on the 4th day post-disappearance, at 14:45 on January 8th, adding to the mystery of the case. As we can see, the mainland netizens used the information in the personal profile, which still shows the name of the officer, also written in his real name. He was studying at the High School of Art and University, and we can see the diaries he published. The most recent diary entry was made a month before the incident. Then let's take a look at this screenshot. The time of the screenshot is 23:11 on January 10th, which was the 6th day after the incident. Many contents of his personal homepage have been modified. The screen name has been changed to Overseas Many, which means a lot of white overseas. This kind of screen name looks like it was chosen at random. The high school and university mentioned in the original profile have disappeared. The diaries published before have either been deleted or hidden and cannot be viewed. Let's sort out the timeline. The incident occurred on January 5th, and by February 8th, significant modifications were observed on the missing person's personal webpage. There are 3 plausible explanations. The missing person could have made the changes themselves, someone else who knew the password could have logged in and made alterations, or an individual with administrative access to the site could have done it. When the news broke about the modifications on the personal page, a screenshot of the page prior to the incident surfaced, posted by an unidentified user. This screenshot indicated a suspicious visit by someone named Hack, which was later deleted from the visitor's log. Intrigued by this development, netizens flocked to Hack's personal page. A screenshot from Hack's page, taken on January 10th at 23:08, showed soon-to-be altered or deleted information, including details about the missing person's high school and university. Merely 29 minutes later, netizens captured another screenshot, revealing that the person's information had been altered. These actions raised suspicions about their behavior. Notably, the individual clandestinely deleted their name from the visitor's log, which was promptly noticed and documented by others. Speculation among netizens suggested that this person could be the president of the high school and university adventure club, potentially having a romantic relationship with Lin Chong and access to the social network password. However, these are mere conjectures, and the true identity remains unknown. No one knows what happened underneath this silent lake. It is very likely that he flowed along the underground river to the search room hole underground in the east, so the rescuers could not find him no matter how hard they tried. Another theory is that Ming Dynasty had already thought it through and wanted to end himself underground. However, this theory has no basis. The parents of the girl also stated that there were no abnormal behaviors before the incident. Among the many discussions by netizens, one theory is the most creepy, suggesting that the Ming Dynasty did not enter the underground cave at all. This is also why the exploration team did not apply for permission and ventured in without authorization. What might have happened to Ming Dynasty? Something could have led to Ming Dynasty's death, and he was also involved in it. He might even have known about it, and possibly even orchestrated it. The 4 members who entered the underground house together also knew the truth. They didn't dare to take responsibility, so they planned this kind of underground lake exploration activity. There are several benefits to doing this. Firstly, exploration activities themselves have a high degree of risk, and accidents are reasonable. Secondly, the environment of the 9th mountain lake is dangerous, and ordinary people don't have the ability to enter. Only professional material personnel can enter. To find such personnel, more time needs to be spent, let alone they also need to carry life-saving equipment to enter. In this way, even if they can't find anyone, people wouldn't blame them too much. As time goes by, the incident would pass, and no one would pursue it further. This speculation has also received support from many conspiracy theorists. Some screenshots from the social networking site can serve as indirect evidence. The strangeness of this case lies in the fact that there are many suspicious points, but due to the lack of information provided by the involved parties, the case's progress is difficult. Most importantly, there is no substantive evidence to support the case, and simply relying on reasoning is not enough to convict anyone. The Japanese police also made a great effort, hoping to find the truth. However, things didn't go as planned. This case has become an unsolved mystery. This case has been 15 years old now, and it sparks discussion among netizens every few years. Various folkmasters show their talents, offering their own views, hoping that one day they can solve the case. So what do you think? Subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for the latest updates and notifications.